I am so glad that I ended up seeing these revisions from the numbers earlier this week, because this should give people even more confidence with where the market's at currently. And what we're seeing is that we're likely to see the next leg for the crypto market very, very soon. Now, obviously, there's no guarantees. This isn't financial advice, but this is very clearly showing us that conviction is much higher than it was earlier this year. Sellers are exhausted. And guys, the market tends to move the opposite direction when people get as bearish as they are. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we typically know when the bottoms are in, when we are getting these big bottom signals, because you tend to see comments get incredibly bearish. You tend to see the amount of comments and viewership drop off significantly. And that's kind of where we've been at. It's gotten very quiet. People are pessimistic. They feel like it's been a lot of the same. And, you know, frankly, it has been a lot of the same. We've dealt with a lot of manipulation, a lot of pullbacks in the crypto market. We haven't gotten any of these crazy extended runs apart from, you know, the start of the last bull market cycle or November of 2024. But what we are seeing right now is very similar signs to that. And in fact, confidence right now is a lot higher in the market than it seems. And I want to show you guys exactly what I mean. So we have to look at this week in totality. Obviously, when Monday's candle kicked off, we had major manipulation in the crypto market. We had major liquidations take place. This actually dropped ADA down 6.61% for the day. It actually dropped us even lower, but that's neither here nor there. We had a nice rebound, defensive price, but then obviously we got into Thursday. We saw another 6% drop. That obviously was more long leverage liquidations. It turned out to be a really ugly week in terms of long leverage liquidations. But even from the candle open to the low point of the week, we only dropped about 14.5% in terms of ADA. Now, there are assets that were worse. There are assets that were better over the course of the week. And right now, again, we're kind of sitting at this point where it's pretty quiet. There's not a whole lot going on. And what you're seeing is a lot of the sellers have already sold, and there's not really a whole lot to push the market down right now. Now, I'm not saying it can't go lower. You could obviously unconvict some convicted people, but for the most part, over the course of 2025, we dealt with such low prices that frankly, people are unwilling to unload in these ranges. They have bought and bought and bought and prepared for the future. And this is why I keep referencing, obviously, this exchange supply removal and all that stuff and yada, yada. But that's not the point of this video. The point I wanted to make is we actually got the revisions from earlier this week. And believe it or not, Monday was actually the largest long leverage liquidation event in crypto history. $2.99 billion. If you guys remember from earlier this year, the February 2nd event was $2.33 billion. So over $500 million more. But why did the market drop less? Because more people are convicted. More people are planning for the long term, right? Frankly, when we take a look back here, ADA dropped what? Over the course of that Sunday candle and Monday, like 45%. Didn't do that this time. It's 14.5%. So you're seeing that right now, despite there actually being more long leverage liquidations over the course of a week, and this includes liquidations of both Monday and Thursday, okay? This week alone, $4.8 billion. So if you want to really reference anything, 2 times the long leverage liquidations we saw back in February, price moved only 33% of the way that it did at that point. So you're running out of people to actually get to dump their assets in the crypto market. Hopefully this is making sense for people. Hopefully I don't sound like a crazy person or like I'm rambling here. But the point I'm trying to make is these bears and these shorts in the market, although they're getting these short-term victories, they're kind of running out of steam overall. And eventually the market is going to send things the opposite direction. Very soon, I wouldn't be surprised by a short squeeze. This is exactly what we saw as we got into the summer. We saw a short squeeze to the upside because you still have some bears and shorts that are unwilling to dump their positions or unwilling to close out their positions. And then boom, life comes at you fast. We move the opposite direction. Obviously, we've had our first of our interest rate decreases. There's more still coming this year. Inflation data just dropped back below 2% in terms of true inflation. We're getting, we got our PC report that was right in line with expectations. This is not early 2025. All right. This is a time where things tend to get exciting, where you can actually see adoption take place. Maybe we'll get some, maybe we won't. But what I will say is it's truly feeling like the market is very close to this next leg. So we'll see what happens here. But I wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate you as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.